Welcome back. Today on Fly Fishing Basics, I'm going to go over a really common problem. It happens at the shop here probably 2-3 times a week. Somebody brings in a rod that is stuck, and there is a ton of ways people have to do this, most of which, for example, they tell you to freeze it. I have never seen that work in my life, and tried it so many times, putting ice in it. First of all, I got to find someplace big enough to put this in. We put it between ice blocks, but in reality, they use this stuff in outer space because it really isn't affected by cold. And so I've never had one ice and come apart, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And there's a lot of ways to have these things get stuck. This is Jeremy's rod. This one's stuck. And basically, you know, out here in particular, we leave the rods together and you guide with them all summer. And they start out, they get dust in there, whatever, and it just locks up and you can't get them undone. And so the first one, like I said, it just came kind of all of a sudden, everybody's saying, you got to freeze it, you got to freeze it. Again, I've never seen it work. And then you'll see two people, you get a person on each side, they start pulling. And what you have to be careful with that stuff when you're trying to get these apart is that they flex them when they're pulling. People don't pull this side. You got guys, one guy's here, one goes on the other side of the rod, the other guy's on beside it, and they're pulling against it. I've watched this so many times, it's just ridiculous, and it's such a simple way to do this. But first and foremost, before you go on doing what I'm going to show you, is the one thing you have to be super careful with these rods, especially on these tip tops, is when you're trying to do it, don't get a hold of your guide, or your ferrules, excuse me, don't get a hold of your guides. Right by your ferrule, here's your ferrule that's stuck together. And what you see people do, and I would say half the rods that come in, they've already tried to do it, and somebody smashed their guide down. And they've let it twist around, they got a hold of that. And the problem with these rods, it's not that you're not that strong, the fact is you just can't get a grip on something that's half the size of a pencil. You squeeze it as hard as you can, and it just goes around in your hand. And so, but be really, really, really careful when you do this. Don't let anybody get a hold of your guides. So on these little ones, I'll show you that second, but this is about as simple as anything can be. You're going to take 2 pieces of duct tape, packing tape, I don't care what kind of tape it is, they'll all work. Just take these, turn them around like this, just so they're double-sided, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, when you do this, the rod's going to come right apart. But you're going to have this sticky on here. It's going to be stuck on your rod. And so just take the time. Now this one is stuck. This thing's been sitting outside, running around Jeremy's boat for all summer, right? You squeeze that thing and your hand just spins in here. You take this 2-sided tape, you just get it in here. All you got to do is get enough so it sticks to the rod. And I'm telling you, I swear to you, I had a rod come in one time. They said that, you know, they're talking about it. So, we had 4 big guys up at the fly shop. They all tried. There's no way you can do it. And this is just how fast it worked. So it's not the fact that you're that strong. It's the fact that you suddenly have grip. It's gripping the rod and it's gripping. So I got this. Doesn't matter if you get it all the way right around. It's just going to be sticky, right? So I couldn't possibly move that rod a second ago. It's that easy. I have grip. The rod is stuck to me. It's just the fact that I got a hold of the rod. If it's really, really stuck, you have to be careful, because I broke a couple of these, especially on the tip tops. The rod, you can get such a grip when you turn these that you can actually, if it's stuck, and it's not coming undone, it's possible to break these things. So here's this tip top, which this one's pretty stuck too. It's not as bad as that one. But you can have just about anything. I just need to be able to get a grip on this thing. So I just use that piece right there. I'm gonna wrap it around here. And again, nowhere near your guides. Get on each side of the ferrule, but this is the tip top. This is the one that you need to really pay attention that you don't break here. I mean, if you think it's spinning and it's not working, go back and forth just a little bit, but just pay attention. If it's going to break, if it's not going to come apart no matter what, so it's possible. But I've probably done this 300-400 times, and I've broke 2 rods, I think. And they're both tip sections that a lot of people try to get undone before I did. So I just barely wrapped it, boom, it came on, it's undone. It's a game changer. It's so easy to fix the rod. And then what I was saying earlier is just, it'll get stuck around the rod. Just take your time and peel it off. Don't take your jackknife and go like this. You'll end up cutting your graphite. But just take the time to undo it. Get it as soon as you can. This one's going to be a pain because it's wrapped all the way around in itself. But just it'll take you a minute or two to get it undone. But I'm guaranteeing you, your rod will come undone. It's just that easy because you suddenly have a grip. Hope that helps you out. Thanks.